Hello guys, welcome back to episode 4 of Rebuilding the Bridge. I'm Jake and today we've got a huge game against Tottenham. It's first against 7th, a London derby, and this one is going to be vital in the run up to Christmas in terms of how we're doing in the league. It's one of our bigger games. I will show you how we've been doing since the last video. So we last left it at the 1-0 win against Man U. We've then played Liverpool where we drew 2-2. Now, wouldn't seem like that bad of a result, but we were 2-0 up through Pulisic and Hudson-Odoi, as you can see here. And then Emerson got sent off in the 49th minute, and then after that, Telles, Alexander-Arnold brought it back for Liverpool, and it was a winnable game which was thrown away by a stupid moment from Emerson. So that was quite annoying, but then since then, a 2-0 Champions League win, a win away to Watford, which was a hard-fought one, but Reece James with 2 goals, as you can see there, from right back. So that was a good win. We beat Middlesbrough in the Cup with a rotation team. West Ham in the league, another derby win for us there. Then we did lose away to Lyon in the Champions League. A hat-trick from some guy I've never heard of, Carl Toko Ekambi. He was on loan from Villarreal, that was it. I was going to say Valencia, one of the two. So that was a tough game. We kind of got showed up there, and it was one of our first loss since the Super Cup, which isn't bad at all, but it now leaves us in terms of the Champions League group after also a 0-0 draw at home to Atletico Madrid. It leaves us with 1 game left and we're in the 2nd place in the group, but we are playing Lokomotiv Moscow, so in theory we win it, and either one of Lyon or Madrid, as they're playing each other, are going to drop points. So we should qualify. It's just whether Lyon can get something out of Madrid that means we can go top would be great. But yeah, so today we have a game against Spurs, which you can see they're 7th, and because of our good run of form, we are top by 1 point, and still unbeaten in the league, the only team to do it other than Liverpool. So it's been a good start to the season for sure. I'm still not expecting to win the title. That isn't what we're aiming for. But as long as we can stay in the mix around the 1st, 2nd, 3rd positions, we're going to qualify for Champions League, which was the big aim for this season with the team we had and a transfer ban. So yeah, we're playing Spurs today, who have no players injured, from what I can tell. It's their main team. They've been doing okay, Spurs. Obviously, they're in 7th, and they're... How many points is that? 12? Yes, 12 points. 12 points behind us. That was some good maths there. So 4 wins. It's a winnable one. It is away, so if we don't win, it's not the end of the world. I'm hoping we win. Here's the team that we go with today. The only real changes from our normal starting 11 is Azpilicueta in for Reece James, as I was informed by the medical staff that Reece James needed a rest. He's been playing for either England or the England under-21. Yeah, the under-21s for England, and he's been playing week in, week out for us at right back. So he's going to take a sit out of this game, and we're going to play Azpilicueta. Jorginho is in for Kovacic because we had a game a few days ago in the Champions League, so some players aren't as fit, but Jorginho has been outstanding recently, so more than happy to bring him in for Kovacic. Pulisic in for Willian. That was purely a fitness thing because if I show you, Willian he didn't need a fitness test, but he has came off an injury, so I don't want to run it just yet. Mason Mount, Hudson-Odoi, Abraham. Hudson-Odoi and Abraham have been told they need to improve because they're playing pretty bad recently, and the board, as you can see here, they're concerned about Tammy Abraham's performances and concerned about Callum Hudson-Odoi's performances. Now, the only real big change is, as you can see, we have Jamie Cumming in the first team squad because he is now our backup keeper right now, because if we go to transfer history and scroll down, you can see Willy Caballero. I think like 4 or 5 of these, I assume it's like the Saudi Arabian League, the Qatarian League, there you go. They all came in with the exact same offer, every single one of them for Willy Caballero, and he wanted to leave to go to any of the clubs. So I thought, I don't want to keep him around, he's 38, he was either going to run out of contract or we get $1 million for him. This way he doesn't cause any unhappiness if I blocked his move, so I don't mind it, he can go get a big paycheck somewhere. And yeah, so this is the team we're going to go for today. Hopefully get the win against Tottenham, secure our space at the top of the league for a bit longer, and then we'll move on to try and qualify for the Champions League And then it's January transfers, which is going to be fun. But yeah, so today we're going to play the Tottenham game, and let's get into it. So as you can see here, Spurs have gone for what seems to be a very defensive formation. I mean, what is that, a 4-1-4-1? There's no attacking impetus from that midfield there. I would have thought they would have pushed Lucas Moura and Bergwijn forward, so it's interesting that they've gone for that. Maybe Mourinho's planning some kind of part of the bus thing. Catches on the break, should I say, who knows. Pretty standard, the Spurs team that you'd expect. Nothing new there, really. Maybe Dele Alli I would have expected to be in there, but we'll take that. No Son either, so he's on the bench. Yeah, that is good. Hopefully Bergwijn doesn't kill us though, because according to this, he's got the star next to him, which I think means he's one of their better players, or their star player in terms of rating. Let's do this one for the fans. Apparently not. Apparently I've told them that the media have given them a lot of credit. Well, they seem to be motivated by that, so fair enough. Okay, so here we go with the game. Nothing much so far, and we've got our first highlight now coming in the 11th minute. It's a Tammy Abraham header, just over. He's still our top scorer, Abraham, but he has been lacking that clinical nature recently that we need him to show. And I have sent some scouts out to look at some potential striker options, more because Giroud and Batshuayi I don't see having a long-term future. But also, if we find someone who can dethrone Abraham, then we're going to give it a go. Jorginho with a long shot there over the bar. I have set the highlight after we score to be the 3D characters rather than the 2D dots. So if there is a goal, you'll be able to see how it looked. It might be a bit laggy, but we can still see it. And another chance there. We seem to be having the joy of the opening stages, and as you can see, Spurs have got 33% possession. They're really just sitting off and letting us do our thing. But I'd be worried that they'd score from something like this, a corner. And they have. Davinson Sanchez, the crossing from Eric Dyer. I think it was Bergwijn that did the cross, so I assume Dyer's headed it onto Sanchez. Here we go. Bergwijn with the cross. Dyer rises and Sanchez taps it in from about a yard away. Not good because this is what they would have wanted. This is going to be their game plan now, probably just to sit off and let us attack them. Maybe we can get a goal back from our corner. Doesn't look like it. Looks like Spurs are going to break on us instead, with Bergwijn who takes it past Pulisic. Into Dyer, into the midfield. Moore on the right. Okay, they're going backwards. Oh, that's a nice ball from Dyer that puts Aurier through. Harry Kane. And it looks like they've got a penalty. Yeah, Spurs have just been given a penalty here. A foul from Zuma, a push apparently on Harry Kane. But if he scores this, it's going to be a long way back. And he does. It seemed like Kepa got a touch to that from what the dots are, but I couldn't really tell. I suppose we'll see it in the 3D view. Yeah, he did. He got a touch, but it still went in. This is not a good start at all. See, the videos that I record, the matches that I record are the ones where we play awful. We've been really good recently as well. But we have came back in a few games before, so I'm not going to count us out yet. There have been games where we were 2-0 down and we ended up winning. Let's tell them what we want to see here. Show me something else. We haven't played badly, we just haven't been able to finish any chances. The 2 times Spurs have gone forward, they've scored. Trying to think what changes we might have to make to switch things up here. Possibly Giroud, maybe Willian coming on. We're going to have to make some attacking line subs. And as you can see again, Hudson-Odoi and Abraham having bad games, but Pulisic having an even worse match. Really need to step it up here today. Because else this will have been a bad game to show, and it's going to look like everything I've said about how good the team's been is a complete lie. But I promise you, they have been all right recently. Okay, we've got to make some changes. I might use all 3. Willian. What else should we try? Ross Barkley there, Willian there. A new forward line. And we're just going to have to go very attacking because I don't think Spurs have had a shot since the start of the second half. I feel like they are just... It's a Mourinho masterclass. Get the goals and sit back. And there's a highlight now, and if we could score here, it would really open things up going forward into the later stages of the game. And Jorginho hits it wide. It's just not really good enough today. No real end product from the boys. Another highlight though, who knows? Seems like it's going to be us in the attack. The changes seem to have at least caused a bit more creativity in the final third, but we just need a finish. And we've got a corner here. I don't know why it's showing this as a highlight, unless we're about to score from this. No, this is very confusing. Don't know why they're showing us this really. As Willian gets it onto the left side of the area, has a shot blocked, and it's over. Still not good enough. Not good enough at all. And now Spurs are on the attack in a similar position to what we had with a throw-in. Maybe we can break on them, but they're still sitting back, it seems. But Son goes through now. Hits the post, I think. He was offside, apparently, though. Still not good enough. That is the threat that comes with us going all-out attack, basically, because we leave a lot of gaps in behind, but we don't really have much of a choice right now. The board are not going to be happy with this. And Davinson Sanchez gets his second goal of the game. It's going to be a 3-0 loss away to Spurs, which will probably kill every Chelsea fan in this stadium. And if you look at that, we've had 4 more shots, but half the shots less on target. Awful performance in terms of final product in this game, and things are going to have to change going forward, and I know it's one game and I shouldn't be reactionary, but we will be looking at some pretty expensive targets to bring into this team. I mean, left wing seems to be a problem right now because Hudson-Odoi is not performing, and we don't really have anyone who is like suited to that role specifically. I've told the players that result was disappointing, but they should have known that. Who have we got next? Is there any way we can bounce back? Because that's a draw and a loss now, and it's our first. I talked about us being unbeaten in the league, and that is now our first loss. We've got Everton at home. We did beat them in the Capital One Cup, where they played, like the Carabao Cup, should I say now, where they played their main team. So hopefully we can win there as well. Get some momentum back going into that last Champions League group against Lokomotiv. I will probably I'll bring it back for the first game in January against Man U, and then the video after that will be a January transfer window roundup where I'll talk about the business that we've done, who we've brought in, and how we're going to move forward with the squad. I mean, let's not get too reactionary though. It is 1 loss. We are still top. I mean, only if by a game in hand. 10 wins, 3 draws, 1 loss with the team we've got is not bad at all. It's just that it's against Spurs that has really annoyed me because they're not having the best of seasons. We should be doing a lot better really, and going forward some changes will have to be made. Emerson's in need of a rest. Okay, that'll do for now then, guys. An awful match. Hopefully we can improve. Come back in the next video to see how we're doing. If you enjoyed the video, feel free to like, comment what you like, what you didn't like. If you've got any tips for me, let me know. If you don't like that I'm playing Aspilicueta instead of James or something like that, let me know in the comments. Feel free to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video, guys. Goodbye.